Hi everyone, Kate here back with another video from Lottery Post, and welcome to our next weekly roundup. Now there was a lot that happened in the month of February that we just absolutely have to talk about, so even though this is technically a weekly roundup, we did feel like we wanted to go back and include a lot of those stories from the beginning of the month as well. So technically this is 2 weekly roundups in one, so let's just jump right into it. February kicked off with Mega Millions at the center of attention in Massachusetts, where 2 Mega Millions jackpots, both valued at $31 million, were won in the state in just 1 week. Yes, that is exactly right. 2 Mega Millions lottery jackpots, both at $31 million, just won 1 week apart. And not only that, but they were both quick picks. According to the Massachusetts Lottery, these 2 jackpots are the largest prizes won in Massachusetts since the $758.7 million Powerball jackpot was hit back in August 2017, over 5 years ago. Fun fact, the winner of that specific jackpot was actually featured in one of our previous videos on the world's largest jackpots in history, which is outdated now because of some recent billion-dollar jackpots, but it is worth taking a look because there are some pretty interesting characters and stories in that video. So I'll throw a link down in the description below, or you can check it out up here. Definitely worth a watch. But going back to the $31 million jackpots, they also mark the 4th and 5th time a Mega Millions jackpot was won in Massachusetts since 2002, when the game expanded and had its name changed from the big game to Mega Millions. Of those 5 wins within the past 2 decades, 2 of those wins happened just a week apart from one another, which is really that much more insane if you think about it. The first $31 million jackpot winning ticket from the January 24th drawing was sold at a Stop and Shop in Belchertown, while the second $31 million winning ticket from January 31st was sold at a Gibbs gas station in Woburn. Okay, so raise your hand if you have ever received a voicemail from a scammer saying that your car's warranty needs to be extended, or you won a lottery prize and you just need to pay a fee to receive it.
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
I personally have only ever received the scam calls about the car's warranty and the fake refund. I have not yet had the wonderful misfortune of receiving one to do with a lottery prize, but many Americans know that if someone calls you saying you won the lottery and have to pay a fee to receive a prize, it is a scam. You cannot win a lottery you did not enter, and a lottery will never, ever tell you to pay fees or taxes before receiving a prize, since taxes are automatically deducted from the prize upon receiving it. For those who are unfamiliar, the Australian lottery operates a little differently though, in that they don't tax lottery winnings, which must be wonderful.
Do winners need to pay tax on their prize? The good news is, no.
And they can and will call you to alert you about a prize. That is what happened to an Australian woman this month when someone won a 40 million Australian Powerball jackpot, but thinking it was a scam, the actual winner sent them to voicemail, repeatedly. So in Australia, players have the option of linking their lottery purchases to an online account so that the lottery can reach you in case you win. The winner of this jackpot had a registered account that the ticket was tied to, but must not have realized that the calls were real, which, to her credit, good for her for having that initial skepticism. But after the lottery put out a press release about not being able to get in contact with the winner, she looked into it further and reached back out to them, so it was a happy ending after all. She said she was going to quit her job to spend time with her family and planned on setting herself and future generations up for the future. Okay, so the moral of the story is, do not respond to scammers who are telling you you won the lottery, except if you're in Australia, because then you might have actually won a prize, but only if you actually entered the drawing and paid for a ticket. Just be careful. About a week into February, one single ticket sold in the state of Washington won a $754.6 million Powerball jackpot, the 9th largest lottery prize in U.S. history so far. The winning numbers were 5, 11, 22, 23, and 69 with Powerball number 7. It is the second time a Powerball jackpot was won in the state of Washington. The first time was when Lisa Kwam won a $90 million jackpot back in 2014 after buying a lottery ticket for the first time in Auburn. She then went on to quit her job at a plane manufacturer company, Boeing Company, and bought a Subaru. Funnily enough, the winning ticket for this jackpot for the $756.4 million Powerball jackpot was also sold in Auburn, this time at a Fred Meyer grocery store. The mystery winner has not come forward to claim it yet, but they will be able to take the jackpot as either an annuity over 29 years or the $407.2 million lump sum payment. Washington has no state tax on lottery prizes, but there are federal taxes, which would bring the total takeaway to about $256.6 million for the lump sum. And by the way, if you're ever looking for more information about how much you'll pay in taxes if you buy a ticket in a certain state, or based on even your filing status, you can find all that info at usamega.com. It is an excellent resource. We highly recommend it. I'll throw a link down in the description below so you can see exactly for each and every jackpot how much you would potentially walk away with based on the state that you bought the ticket in and your filing status. So you don't see this very often, but when you do, you're always, of course, happy for the winner, but always wonder in the back of your head, why couldn't have that been me? Joking aside, an 18-year-old university student won a $48 million Lotto 649 jackpot on her first lottery ticket purchase ever. Juliette Lamour recently became the youngest person to win one of the largest Lotto 649 prizes ever in what is probably one of the best cases of beginner's luck ever. Rumors were swirling in Sault Ste. Marie after the Ontario Lottery revealed on January 8th that someone in the city had won the massive jackpot. The announcement had Lamour's workplace in a ticket-checking frenzy. As a pharmacist's assistant, say that 10 times fast, she pulled out her ticket when she remembered she had one, and her boss checked it for her.
My boss, his hands went to his head, he fell on his knees. He was like, oh my God.
She was holding the jackpot winning ticket. Nearly a month later, the university student was presented as the winner at a press conference, and there she revealed that it wasn't actually her idea to buy the ticket. She was on her way to visit her grandfather and gave him a phone call saying, "Hey, what type of ice cream you want, Grandpa?" And he said, "You just turned 18. Go buy a lotto ticket and test your luck." And so she did. But with it being her first time playing the lottery, she actually didn't know how to buy a ticket. So she called up her dad and basically said, "Dad, what do I do?" And he said, "Just buy a quick pick." If I do recall for myself, playing the lottery for the first time was a little bit strange, not knowing what to buy or what to ask for. I don't exactly remember the first game that it ever was that I played, but let us know down in the comments about your first time playing the lottery, what your experience was like, and if you had some particularly good beginner's luck as well. Fast forward, and she won the $48 million Lotto 649 jackpot. And normally when that happens, you don't go around telling people you won. You keep it a secret so people don't come knocking on your door or calling you up. But Lamour's identity was not actually a well-kept secret in her community. Word among high school and university students, many of them Lamour's peers, spread across social media. It took mere days for her name and age to become common knowledge in town. Nevertheless, she was eventually announced as the winner anyway, winning hearts over with her heartwarming story about having recently graduated from high school and moving on to study biology at university with the goal of becoming a doctor and returning to her home of Northern Ontario to practice medicine. Not only does she have some great luck on her side, but she has an awesome confidant and resource, her own father. Her father was actually a financial advisor, so finding a financial advisor to help her out with this win shouldn't really be that big of a deal for her. In addition to help funding her education and her dream, Lamour said she wants to use the prize to experience different countries, study their history, try their food, listen to their culture, but figuring out the best way to allocate the money from her windfall will take time and thought. So she's in no rush. If you watched our video from about a week ago, you might remember this one. But it's worth noting that the German lottery recently updated their drawings and changed out their draw machines. And if you know Lottery Post, you know we hate computerized drawings. So much so that we even made a video on it, which you can check out here, and even started a petition for true lottery drawings years ago that is still garnering signatures today. So recently, the German lottery retired their old ball drawing machines after having produced over 2,300 millionaires in the last 60 years. And rather than taking the easy way out and switching to digital drawings, they doubled down and decided to build brand new draw machines. We reviewed this report and determined that this, in our opinion, is the best example of a traditional lottery draw system we have ever seen. If U.S. state lotteries started conducting their drawings just like this, we would be over the moon thrilled. We would be losing our minds. Because, as you know, a decent chunk of U.S. state lotteries conduct their drawings digitally. We don't like that. So if you haven't already, I'll throw a link down in the description. You can check out that video or you can tap on it here. And do let us know your thoughts on it and whether you agree with us. And lastly, at the time of this recording, this had just happened yesterday, so we, at the last minute, decided to include it. The California Lottery announced the name of the record-breaking $2.04 billion Powerball jackpot at a news conference, who finally came forward as the winner of the world's largest lottery jackpot in history. The winner's name was revealed to be Edwin Castro, who declined to take part in media interviews, understandably so, for someone who is going to be walking away with $628.5 million after federal tax withholdings because he did end up choosing the lump sum cash option. You're not going to want any other bit of identifying information about you slip. I don't care if you want to be famous, if you want to be on the cover of a magazine, if you want to be an actor or actress or a famous influencer. If you had any previous hopes and dreams of becoming a public figure, sorry, those plans might be changing if you win the lottery. And this doesn't just apply to Castro, but if you win the lottery, ignore the urge to scream from the rooftops that you did so. Seriously, it's not going to do you any good. Don't do it. And this winner of the $2.04 billion jackpot did the right thing. He was not physically present at the news conference, but he did submit a statement to the lottery which basically praised the lottery for providing funding for public education, and it had 0 snippets in it anywhere that could even offer a hint at his identity. So really smart on his part for submitting something simple and to the point. So the California lottery is required to release the winner's name. There's no getting around that. But what is really nice about it is that they do make an effort to balance transparency and privacy. The winner's name is the only bit of info that is subject to the public record. So hometown, age or ethnicity, job, nothing else is revealed. So Castro here is hoping you enjoy a nice, fun, and hopefully quiet life away from the public eye. So that's what we have in store for the lottery these past couple weeks. If you like this video, be sure to give a tap on that like button and hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you are ready for whenever our next video does come out and can stay up to date with all the latest lottery info and news. Also check out lotterypost.com so you can interact with players from across the world on all your favorite topics. It's a great place to go if you're looking for some more info on the lottery or maybe have some questions that other players might be able to help you with. We would love to have you stick around. But from all of us at Lottery Post, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care.